Welcome to the Manuchehri Show, where energy and medicine meet. I will be your host for the next hour. I have over 19 years of healthcare experience and began my career as an energy medicine practitioner while working as an oncology nurse at a Seattle area hospital. My skill in moving energy combined with my medical background have been a catalyst for change in many people's lives. I hope the next hour will be transformative for you as well. Good morning and welcome to the Marie Manuchehri Show. We are live in Seattle, and I was just telling Benny, it's so nice here if you don't live in the Pacific Northwest. So nice. I'm going to have to water my lawn. It's like, almost mid-October. Well, it's the 6th. I'm going to water my lawn. It's just so nice out there. It's crazy how beautiful it is.
It is gorgeous. Once that sunshine gets through the morning fog, we'll be good to go.
True. And we wish the fires would stop. That would be really nice. We still have, air quality issues, but hopefully, I'm sure they're working very hard on that.
I hope so too. Yes. And it's an open call-in show day today for everybody.
Open call-in show. We're not interviewing anyone today, so everyone can just call in all hour long, and I'll answer your questions at the best of my ability. And I want to remind everybody that starting today, actually, at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, please join me for a free online event hosted by the Shift Network. It's called Boost Your Frequency and Multisensory Powers. And you're going to learn a lot of cool things during this program. You'll learn secrets for generating positive perceptions that energetically activate the outcomes you desire for yourself and others. And experience a powerful meditation to shift your perception of triggering childhood event to generate a high healing vibration. It's going to be really, really fun. And it's free. You can just go to my website, energyintuitive.com, go to the event page, and you'll see the link, and it's completely free.
Yeah. And I hate to interrupt real fast, Marie. Yeah. We've got a little bit of sound coming back.
I don't know why.
Why don't we just do this really fast? And I apologize to our listeners. Let's go and let's try to clean it up real fast before we go to our calls. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Cool. So we'll be right back with more from Marie. Okay. And yeah, it was like a loop.
Oh.
Or not like a loop, but like, well, I don't hear it now. I wonder if it's like sometimes your speakers. Are you using headsets?
No, but I never do.
Okay.
I have a Yeti mic.
Okay.
Yeah. But it doesn't, it sounds great now.
Okay. Let's bring it back then.
Okay, great. Good. So we're back.
Hopefully
looks like that.
Yeah, that was
extra
weird.
Sound has gone away. Good job, Benny. And now let's go ahead and go to the phone lines.
Sure. I mean, just luck of the draw, I guess. I don't know how it works. So
positive energy.
Sure, that's right. Oh, maybe that's what I need to do. And speaking of energy, on line one, thank you. I know I saw that one coming too. We do have Energy calling in from East Bay, California.
Nice.
That's what it was right there. Hi, Energy.
Hi, good morning. Maria, I was wondering if you can take a look at my liver.
Okay.
Intuitively, medically. Two big things have been coming up. A really strong anger that's not anything from my higher self. It's very primal and just unbelievable sometimes. And then another thing is I'm not sure if my body's, there's a lot of inflammation coming out in the form of a burning bright red eczema around my eyes, my mouth, and my right middle finger knuckle. And I have recently stopped sugar, really focusing on loving my liver, sending light, working on my solar plexus. Just wanted to see if you saw anything.
Sure. Well, first of all, that anger that's coming up, that is coming from your higher self. You've had a lot of repressed anger in your body for a long period of time, and something has happened where you've decided to let it out. So scream, yell, throw things. You can do it in the privacy of a room if you want to. Scream in the shower, in the car with the windows rolled up. We want to let this out of your body. And eczema is also letting out toxins too. That's what it's doing. It's taking things from deep in the body and it's bringing it to the skin and it's letting it out. Have you made any changes to your diet, like wheat or dairy, things like that?
I have tried not 100%, but just mindfully trying to remove those kind of things, dairy, wheat, sugar, not coffee yet. I was hoping you wouldn't say coffee, but perhaps that's the next step, just to remove that.
The coffee is not great for digestion, and the skin is really affected by the absorption of nutrients and the release of them. So coffee is not good for the intestinal tract. It actually eradicates or disrupts the mucosal lining of the intestine. So I wouldn't recommend drinking coffee, and I would recommend that you continue to don't eat wheat, don't eat sugar, and stay away from dairy, and let yourself be pissed. Let the anger out. So nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong.
Just, I think, in the privacy of my own home instead of out towards the kids or the dog or like just random explosions.
Right.
So.
But sometimes when your anger's starting to come out, you don't want to control it. I mean, yes, none of us want to yell at our kids or our dogs or whatever, of course. But you've had so much repressed anger that I'm glad it's coming out. But sure, you can go in a room. You don't have to be mad. You could just lay on the floor and kick and scream like you're two and let it out.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Have a beautiful day.
You too.
Yeah, thanks very much, Energy, for calling in from the California area. And real fast, I know, Marie, we do have that sound kind of coming back a little bit. Is there?
I can't hear it at all.
Well, it's on my end. So is there there's a sensitivity setting, I believe, that Jen mentioned to me. Do you know how
I have it on high,
that?
actually.
Yeah, let's back that down a little bit. Maybe that'll help us out.
Sure.
Cool. Gotta love technical stuff on the fly, That's what we do.
Is that better?
We'll go with it. We'll try it. Sure. I can only adjust it from there on out, so it's all good.
All right.
Okay. So 877-825-8828 for the Marie Manuchehri Show. We'll move on to Annie calling in from Seattle area. Hi, Annie. Welcome to the show.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning, Annie. What can I do for you?
Wow. So I was wondering if I was just trying to narrow down my many, many questions. But if you could tell me what my guides would like to share with me in terms of direction, in terms of possible relocation, and anything that I'm missing with relationships.
Mm-hmm. So why do you want to relocate? What's the reason for it?
I've found that this area for me has not felt very warm and friendly. And I feel like there's not that much exciting energy or things to do, and people are not very social. And so I'm finding when I travel, I've been traveling more for work and discovering that there are cities where, single people do go out and meet each other. So I'd like to experience that.
I think before you make any decisions about moving, you need to work on feeling loved and adored and cherished, and work on some inner wounds, because I can see some wounds where maybe you didn't get enough attention when you were a kid or in previous relationships. And so you kind of block people energetically, believe it or not, because people can live anywhere and actually have exactly what they want. It doesn't matter whether it's friends or wealth or a great business. You can live anywhere in the world and attract what you like. And if you were to relocate, it would be out of joy, like something really joyful is inspiring you about a new location. And so then you go ahead and have fun at that new location. So I think you need to do some inner work.
Okay. So I guess that means what if questions? What does that mean?
Yeah, you can do some what if questions. What if I'm releasing childhood trauma where I haven't felt nurtured or loved or appreciated or valued? Or what if I release other traumas from relationships where I didn't feel adored or cherished or loved? I want you to start working on releasing these old wounds that are no longer serving you. And, there's quite a bit of distance between them, but things haven't changed because of those wounds inside. You protect yourself. You don't let people in for, very long periods of time. So it's not going to be geography. But once you've done some of that work, you might even consider working with a coach or a therapist, but only someone who works in high energy, so you don't get stuck in any low vibrational emotions, that you can learn how to get out of them, and start nurturing your inner child and giving her, him, they, them lots of love and cuddles, and give yourself what you want, that you think that you want from other people. Start giving that to yourself now.
Okay, I hear you. And I'm surprised to hear that I'm not letting people in, though, because I feel like I do connect with people really easily and form, like positive relationships that just don't seem to last or go anywhere.
Exactly. So you can do it short term, not too deep, and you want long term fulfilling connections. And so you're safe with the short term. That's what you're allowing, but not the long term.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. I will work on that. How long will it take?
I don't know. But I don't want you to care about that. But I want you to think that this healing it's going to help you in so many other areas of your life too. And a lot of this could even be past life related. Like when anyone goes, how long will this take? That's a sign that you're not willing to really spend the time or the energy in it. You just want to kind of fluff over it. No fluffing. Okay.
No fluffing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Annie. Yeah, you can't rush stuff like that.
Yeah, healing deep wounds, because whatever we're working on in this lifetime, it's really a reflection of previous lifetimes. We're really working on stuff that's very old and 1,000 times more traumatizing than what's ever happened in this lifetime. So we want to take our time and enjoy it and really allow for whatever needs to occur.
Yeah, completely agree. And thank you for adjusting your microphone. It's working perfectly now.
So yay!
That's for everyone out there.
Jen for the tip. Yes.
And I learned something new today. So it's always a bright light for everyone.
We like learning new things.
Right?
And you're right. When I went to my settings, it was actually on low. So I moved it to high. I normally have it on high. So,
and now we found that happy
Now we know the secret.
Exactly.
We know the secret.
All right. So 877-825-8828 is the number for the Marie Manuchehri Show. We'll take now Gia, I believe that's pronounced, calling in from Vancouver, BC. Hi, Gia.
Hi there. Hi, Benny. Hi, Marie.
Hi, Gia. What can I do for you? Oh, you're calling back from last week, you mean?
I'm calling back from a few weeks ago.
Okay.
So I just wanted to give you an update and have a question.
All right.
So, I was calling about being a type 1 diabetic, and you gave me a really beautiful what if question, which was, what if I can be a lazy bumblebee just to chill out a bit and not work so hard? And it's so interesting because you suggested that it could help reduce the amount of insulin that I take. And I really had my doubts because I take really good care of my type 1 and I don't use all that much insulin, and also was switching insulin pumps. So I was like, probably won't even be able to tell, even if there is a difference. But you know what? It's made a difference. So I'm actually using slightly less insulin now. So thank you for that. What a powerful what if statement. It really hit kind of like a really deep child place in me. And just want to thank you for that.
You're very welcome and congratulations. And I'm glad you're on a pump because we know your body is getting consistent, needs, which is really protecting your heart and your lungs and your vessels and your neurological system. So I'm very happy that you're on the pump. I think that's great. And congratulations. As humanity advances its consciousness, we don't know what diseases are just going to simply disappear. Even something like type 1 diabetes, we don't know what's going to disappear because people are powerful creators and can change anything in their life, including the direction of their health. So congratulations. It's great news.
Thank you. Could not agree more about insulin pumps. It's really changed my life, which actually relates to my question. So this might be a bit of a whopper. So
okay, I'm ready.
Yeah, so as a type 1, I have had a lot of near-death experiences, which since getting an insulin pump has reduced greatly, and I'm so thankful for that. But I still have a lot of near-death experiences, and they're not horribly long, but and I keep recovering from them. It's not the greatest, thing to constantly be recovering from them. But I actually, out of just sort of curiosity and almost frustration, I actually consulted an astrologer to be like, is there some kind of astrological connection to this? Because this seems to be kind of scary regular. And there actually is. So I do know, I have an idea of when the next couple could be. So I've really been approaching this question with a lot more intention and consciousness about why have I chosen this lifetime to have these experiences. And I'm wondering if you could ask my spirit guides, your guides, to help me have a little bit more insight about how to approach these next few experiences in a way that's going to benefit me and my community, I guess.
Well, you don't have to have these experiences, number one. And remember, near-death experience means that you have to be resuscitated. Something, you're so close to death, like you die, and I know that when diabetics, start to move into comas, but if they can get out on themselves without being, resuscitated, I wouldn't classify that as a near-death experience. I think you're having more panic. You have a lot of fear about thriving on the planet. You have fear about being here. It scares you to be here on the planet. And then, of course, you have a disease that requires that you have to take medication. Well, you have the pump now, which is lovely, but you have to take it or, your body will have a death experience. So when people have fear about death, they really have fear about fully living. That's really what they're scared of. They're afraid of fully living. So let's just make another what if question instead of, preparing yourself for the next experience, because I don't think that's necessarily healthy. How about what if I am embracing life? What if I'm fully living in this lifetime? What if I'm fully present? And diabetics also, whether it's type 1 or 2, it forces them to be fully present because they have to check their blood sugars, right? They have to give themselves insulin. They have to exercise. They have to eat certain foods. So it forces them to be really, really present. So most likely, and you probably can hear my cat, or maybe you guys can't because I turned up but he's yelling. Finny is yelling at the door right now, my orange cat. It's quite hysterical. So I think this whole idea of really embracing life, even embracing being a diabetic, what happens when we embrace the way our life is, then things start to change. We need to love who we are. We need to love what's happening. We need to love every experience that we have to the best of our ability. And then that creates change because that's a true surrender and letting go.
Ooh. Thank you. I really appreciate that perspective because I'm not a fan of having these experiences. So what if they're not near-death experiences? Lovely.
Yeah. I mean, yes, diabetics can go into comas and they can die, but near-death means that you have been resuscitated. They've had to either, do paddles on your heart or they've had to do mouth to mouth. They've had it like, that's what a near-death experience is.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Because I've had something like that, and quite a few where I've crossed into other realms and things, which is fascinating and wonderful.
People can cross into different realms when they're wide awake. I visit different realms all the time. So being multisensory is normal, actually. And the more conscious we become, the more aware we become, then we actually experience different realities. And we don't have to die to do it or pass out. It's not necessary.
Sounds good to me. All right. Thanks so much, Marie.
All right. Well, great luck. You're on the right track. And now you'll be able to let go of this fear as well and start to really embrace your time here on planet Earth and have more fun.
Excellent. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
Thanks, Gia, for calling in from Vancouver, BC. That takes us to our first break of the hour. 877-825-8828 for the Marie Manuchehri Show. We'll be right back with more with Marie. So, perception is everything. Join Marie for a brand new 12-week course and learn how the power of prolific healing can occur when you witness all things through the lens of spiritual perception. The class will kick off January 18th, so visit the online courses tab at energyintuitive.com for more information and to secure your spot. Because it's all about healing through altered perceptions.
Have something important to say? Want to help improve our world? Need to promote your business uniquely and effectively? KK&W is the answer. Our staff helps broadcasters and podcasters create professional sounding audio. Bring your talent and let our experts help you craft a radio show or podcast that best delivers your message. Learn more at 1150kknw.com. That's 1150kknw.com. KK&W, talk variety that's live and local.
My husband, Alex Hussey, was hit by an IED in Afghanistan.
I was point man on foot patrol and I stopped on the bomb. Lost my legs and left hand in an explosion.
DAV helps veterans of every generation to get the benefits they've earned.
To see Alex learning to snow ski, that's life-changing.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
This has meant so much. Thank you, DAV.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Hello, I'm super excited to be teaching my very first 8-week course all about your spirit guides, titled Come Meet Your Spirit Guides. It will be a fabulous, fun-filled 8-week course of delight through which we will encounter your devoted guides. Unlike my small coaching classes, this is brand new. We will have a much larger class open to many students and available for a much lower fee. Students will have access to a magical learning page that will include a welcome video, access to the course workbook, weekly course recordings and greetings, as well as some more magic or bonus type content. This class will kick off on February 6th. Visit the online courses tab of energyintuitive.com for more information and to secure your spot. I can't wait for you to meet your spirit guides.
Alternative Talk 1150. It's good for what ails you. This statement has not been evaluated by the FDA.
And welcome back to the Manuchehri Show. I'm home today in my home studio for those of you who are listening and watching on YouTube or Facebook, because you can watch it live. You can see Benny, you can see me, sometimes Charles. My cat Finn is in here now. Hopefully he won't scratch me and run on top of me.
We're not even halfway through the show, so we have plenty of time for that to happen.
No,
It's
right?
possible.
Anything's possible.
Right?
Anything's possible, right? And I'm taking your calls today and answering your questions. And I love that we got that clarification about near-death experiences. Our last caller is not the first person who's shared with me this fear that they have of having near-death experiences, but we just want to clarify what that term means. We could be close to having a near-death experience, but a near-death experience requires a resuscitation because you have died for a few moments. That's what it means. Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
877-825-8828 for the Marie Manuchehri Show. We'll take now Jean calling in from Seattle. Hi, Jean.
Hi. Hey, thanks for taking my call.
Hello, Jean. What can I
taking
do
your
for you?
classes, Marie. So I am calling because I went to the biological dentist and he recommended that I get tested for Lyme disease. And I don't have symptoms, but it did come up positive, and it showed that it's been in my system for a long time, but it's not active. So I have a good treatment protocol with a functional medicine doctor, but I'm just wondering, what are the energetic meanings or chakras associated with Lyme disease?
Well, and we're not going to say for sure you have Lyme's disease. Just
Okay.
putting it out there, because there are actually tests in modern medicine that can tell if someone has Lyme's disease or not. So, and especially since you have no symptoms, I just think that's important to pay attention to.
Yeah, it showed, I hear what you're saying. It also showed that I had 2 co-infections.
Do you have a what infection?
2 co-infections.
Yeah. Do you have I'm always I love holistic medicine. I love all of the properties of it, but I think sometimes information is taken too far and we start treating people for things that they don't have, or it's not affecting them, or it's not bothering them. And that's your choice. Like you get to do whatever is right for you, whatever feels good for you.
Okay.
But what causes or attracts Lyme's disease into the body is negative thinking.
Okay.
So people who are at higher risk for autoimmune disorders, but Lyme's disease in particular, tend to be chronic negative thinkers and worriers. And I think you used to be like that a long time ago, but that's not how you are today.
Okay. Yeah, he recommended that I get tested because I have Hashimoto's, and sometimes Lyme can mask as other things. So he was wondering if it was actually not Hashimoto's, but Lyme that was showing up that way. So.
And how's your thyroid function? Do you need to take medication for it?
Yeah, I do take medication, and the TSH is fine. The antibodies are still high, but
still active, right?
Yeah.
And so do you find yourself these days speaking more positively?
Yeah.
Because that's what attracts Hashimoto's is, so speaking more positively. So I think things are just going to get better and better and better and better and better and better. Because you are in this positive, beautiful energy, more so than ever.
Thank you. Well, your classes have really helped me a ton, so thank you.
Oh, good. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
And I'm sure whatever treatments that they prescribe are going to be more holistic as well. Right. So
she's not going to use antibiotics.
Oh, the antibiotics?
No, she's not going to use them.
Oh, good. Great. That makes me very happy.
Yeah.
That makes me very, very happy. And I don't know all the places you've lived or whatnot, but Washington State, we're one of those states that Lyme's disease is a very small percentage of our ticks actually carry Lyme's.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I don't think I've gotten any tick bites here in Washington, but I've lived in Virginia, and I think I've been in New Jersey and Pennsylvania and gotten a lot of ticks over there.
Yeah, those definitely have a high number of Lyme in their ticks, right? Ours just don't. I even had a tick, and I didn't know what it was actually because I'd never seen one before. And there's deers in my neighborhood, and but I never contracted the disease. So, yay!
Good job.
Great. So keep thinking positive, keep speaking positively, because everything's about energy. No matter what disease somebody may get or whatnot, the underlying cause is the movement of subatomic particles. That's what prevents disease. That's what helps heal disease, no matter what it is or when we came in contact with something. It's all about one's energy.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Good.
Well, thank you, Marie.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Have a beautiful day. It was lovely to chat with you.
You too. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, thanks, Jean, for calling in. 877-825-8828. Let's take now Michelle calling in from Southern California. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Benny.
Hi,
Marie.
Hello.
Good morning. I was wondering if I could have an overall reading, but also the first person who called mentioned eczema, and I'd never heard you say anything about eczema before, and that was going to be my question as well. And I'm wondering if that anger, my anger, is tied into my recent diagnosis of HPV.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Well, so first and foremost, when I talk to people, of course, all that information can be used for anyone, but I also read that person's energy individually, right?
Yes.
So, I don't feel as much repressed anger for you, quite frankly. And have you done anything to treat the HPV?
Yes, I've been, not medically, but I've been doing all kinds of holistic supplements that are suggested for that. And I've also been doing ozone and energy work and anything.
But there are protocols that naturopaths follow, and they can reverse the HPV naturally, right? So, and they could be suppositories, or sometimes they'll actually, if it's just on the cervix, they'll paint the cervix with some herbal remedies. There's all kinds of beautiful ways to treat HPV, by the way. So,
yes, I've been doing a lot of them.
Pardon?
I've been doing a lot of those.
Okay, great. Great. And, because we want it to go away, because and it can just naturally go away too. And most people, it does actually just naturally leave their body, which is really wonderful. But what I'm looking here and your energy looks lovely, by the way, it looks stunning. So the skin, and we're even going to talk about, even with HPV, we're talking about cervical skin, right? So, and then the skin that's all over your body is connected to the 7th chakra, the one on top of your head. And you have a stunning 7th chakra. It's huge. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's taking in energy. But what I don't feel when I'm in your being is I don't feel you feeling your connection to the divine. Does that make sense?
Not well. I mean, no, not really, because I do a lot of meditation and sitting in the power, and I do mediumship work, and I try to keep that open during my work. During my work, I feel it. I can say that on a daily basis, like when I'm running around doing my errands and things, I do not feel it.
Okay, this is perfect. So again, a great reason why you have such a stunning, beautiful 7th vortex. The universe wants you to have that happening all the time. Have that connection. That okay. So luckily, you know what it feels like when you're working, right? When you're doing mediumship work, you know what it feels like to be in that space, which is beautiful, and it feeds you stunningly. Now your job is to practice being in that space when you're shopping, eating popcorn, watching television, washing dishes, eating dinner with friends, when you're just out in the world. So what's happening is that you open it, and then when you're not in that space, even though I don't think your vortex closes, but you probably put some sort of energy around yourself to kind of shut it down. And the universe doesn't want you to do that, because it's a natural part of who you are. It doesn't mean you have to talk to all dead people no matter what you're doing. That doesn't have to happen either. But we don't want to shut down your energy system, the way your energy is meant to function at its highest potential.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes. And then we can get all that stuff to go away.
So that is related to the skin.
Yes. The 7th chakra governs the skin.
Interesting.
And along with the neurological system.
Okay.
Isn't that fascinating? So you could even do a what if question. What if I allow my energy system to be as vibrant and as powerful and as multisensory all the time, even when I'm not working?
Woo. Yeah.
And as an intuitive pardon?
I said that would be great.
That would be great. It would be so fun. It's like you have all of yourself with you no matter what. And I can tell you that's something I've definitely worked on in my life, is to have as much opening and expansion in my personal life as I do in my career.
Interesting.
Okay?
Okay. I will stop making myself small.
Yes. Perfect. Perfect analogy. I love it.
Great. Thank you so much. It was very, very helpful.
I'm so happy it was. You're very welcome.
Yeah. Thanks, Michelle, for joining us from Southern California. 877-825-8828. We'll now take Cheryl, who's calling in from the Big Apple area. Get it out there. New York. Hi, Cheryl.
Hi, Marie and Benny. Thank you for taking my call.
Of course, Cheryl. What can I do for you?
I was going to ask you, what did I come to work on in this lifetime? And then I heard you mention early on to someone else that she blocks people energetically. And I have to ask you if I'm blocking people energetically, if you see that.
You are a New Yorker. So,
yeah, it is.
It kind of goes with the territory. quite frankly. And of course you have to when you're in New York, you know, because I mean, I love New York. I mean, I love shopping there. I
I'm
love
not in
eating
the
there.
city. I'm not in the city.
Okay.
I'm about 2 hours north, but it's still,
Perfect.
there's a mindset here. But I have, I would say this limiting belief that comes up for me often, that I am meant to be alone, because it just seems like
Oh.
people are pushed away from me,
Mm-hmm.
or I struggle with relationships.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. No. Well, first of all, I drew out your energy. All your chakras are absorbing light. So you have stunning energy system. Looks gorgeous. And I also think, just like one of our colors, which might have been the first one, you need to work on traumas that have happened where your inner child is working really hard to protect you.
Yeah.
You know, and here's an example. It could be something as simple as what is now popular again, which is unfortunate, sleep training, you know, where kids cry for a week or whatever in a bed right. Like it could have been something as simple as that, where your parents meant no harm, but it's actually not healthy, in my opinion. You know?
No.
I don't
And
think sleep
honestly,
training is healthy.
those are the things we were taught, you know, as a parent
Right.
myself. I think I failed in those areas where I didn't realize that it was actually not the way that you respond to a child. But yeah, there is also a lot of, I think I spent a couple of decades in a bad marriage because I, in my childhood, made myself invisible and then married somebody who wouldn't see me because I had this subconscious
And I don't
belief.
think you failed as a parent. I think you're a wonderful parent. I think parents are always doing the very best they can. It's just sometimes we don't get the best information, or we're not told that we have a choice, you know.
No, you see me as a wonderful parent, but my son can't function in this world. That's another question I would have for you, is what
and what do you
there?
mean by he can't function in this world?
He's 26 and he still has not gotten a license, a job. He has terrible anxiety and he can't function, and he has addiction issues. And I have had to separate myself from him to protect myself.
Yeah, I think that was very smart and wise of you. Good job. Because now he'll have the opportunity to reevaluate his life and his choices and his decisions to get help if he will. But as long as you were taking care of him, he's not going to do that. Right. So good job. I think you made an excellent, and you are really a wonderful mother. You are. You truly are. There's no guarantee that someone's going to turn out a certain way or a partner's going to behave a certain way. No matter how much we love someone, they're still responsible for their own life and taking care of themselves. So I want you to start talking to your inner child. Maybe pick one of your favorite childhood photos that you have in an album somewhere of you. And I want you to start talking to that inner child. I want you to put it somewhere that's visible in the house. I want you to every day go, I love you. You're so precious. You're so fun. You're wonderful. I want you to start nurturing you, giving yourself the nurturing that you didn't get as a kid. And oddly enough, this will actually help your son, believe it or not. So I want you to do it forever. I don't want you to ever stop.
Okay.
And when you start to feel anxious in public situations, or you're out and about, you know, having a meal with someone or hanging out with the family, I want you to talk to that inner child and remind them that you're in charge, that you're now an adult, and we don't have to respond from that scary childlike perception. Okay?
Okay.
And then let's see what happens. Give us a call back in a few months and let me know what happens.
Do you think that will change the people that actually come into my life? I mean, at this point, they're coming into my life, but
I think it'll change. I think it'll change how you communicate with the people who are already in your life and let them see you. And I think it will allow you to attract different people in your life who are a better match.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Cheryl, for joining us from New York area, 877-825-8828 for the Marie Manuchehri Show. We'll take a break, last one of the hour, and we'll be right back with more with Marie. So, perception is everything. Join Marie for a brand new 12-week course and learn how the power of prolific healing can occur when you witness all things through the lens of spiritual perception. The class will kick off January 18th, so visit the online courses tab at energyintuitive.com for more information and to secure your spot. Because it's all about healing through altered perceptions.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
What could you make possible as an organ, eye, and tissue donor? Leave behind the gift of life. Go to organdonor.gov. U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Health Resources and Services Administration.
Alternative Talk 1150. We're on your radio at 1150 a.m. We're on your HD radio at 98.9 Channel 3.
So many ways to listen.
We're on the web at 1150kknw.com, streaming live audio and video, as well as MP3 archives of many of our shows.
So many ways to listen.
And now, we're on your smartphone or tablet. Download our free app in the Apple App Store or Google Play and take Alternative Talk 1150 anywhere you go.
So many ways to listen.
Hello, I'm super excited to be teaching my very first 8-week course all about your spirit guides, titled Come Meet Your Spirit Guides. It will be a fabulous, fun-filled 8-week course of delight through which we will encounter your devoted guides. Unlike my small coaching classes, this is brand new. We will have a much larger class open to many students and available for a much lower fee. Students will have access to a magical learning page that will include a welcome video, access to the course workbook, weekly course recordings and greetings, as well as some more magic or bonus type content. This class will kick off on February 6th. Visit the online courses tab of energyintuitive.com for more information and to secure your spot. I can't wait for you to meet your spirit guides.
Make it a great day. Keep your dial on Alternative Talk 1150.
And welcome back to the Marie Manuchehri Show. We're live here in Seattle. I'm taking callers' questions and answering them and giving them wonderful advice. And so feel free to call in. Of course, I love medical questions. So I'm having a lot of fun today because I've had a lot of medical questions, which is really, really fun. So who do we have next?
Yeah, well, Erin from Seattle is part of the fog out of the way, seeing that sunshine. She's called into the show. So hi, Erin. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
Hi, Erin. What can I do for you?
Hi, I was just hoping for a general read of my chakra system.
Okay. Have you been doing any, excuse me again, intuitive work? Have you been wanting to do some intuitive work? Is that
I have. I dabble in it. Yes.
Okay, good. Could you do more than dabble in it?
I would like to. Yes, I feel like I'm a pretty right-brained person, so the business side of it and getting it going has been a little bit of I guess maybe a roadblock for me. And so, so yeah, it's just a matter of the how and where, and that part of the journey, I guess. That's
well, the best way to actually manifest something is to feel that it's already happened, not make it work. I don't really believe in marketing. I know that sounds really strange. And of course I have a radio show, but I do the radio show because it brings me great joy. And then of course there's natural marketing that occurs. I have to make commercials, but it's not something that I strive to go out to do. I'm not planning, where's my next marketing situation? I never think that way, ever, ever, ever. And I just feel that I have successful courses. I have successful client interactions. I want you to just feel like it's already happened, not how it's going to happen, not when it's going to happen, not where the solutions are, but that it's already happened. I want you to work on holding that vibration with gratitude and joy and fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And when you say intuitive, is this like, do you see more of like a coaching? What could you say a little bit more about what you see or what that looks like?
But that's you again trying to figure it out, right? Which it's a valid question. The reason why I brought this up is because when I look at your crown chakra, it's very active, but it's a little wobbly. So it's telling me that you're going in and out of intuitive work, similar to our other caller, but different, right? Like her crown chakra was fully formed and fully functioning, but she wasn't using it all the time. So stop using your right brain would be really, really nice. You already have a great right brain. It already works perfectly fine. But now you need to start experiencing the world from a different set of eyes, from a completely different perception. I think you're very intuitive, and I think you can do intuitive work. I also don't think you should try to figure it out. And that is something the universe told me very early on in my career. They said, stop trying to hammer it out. Stop trying to figure it out. Just go have fun, start connecting with other people, start offering free sessions if you want to, and let it naturally unfold for you. And so letting go would be wonderful. What if I let go of my need to know? And I am divinely inspired by my natural abilities and gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Like you didn't even really like that what if question. And it's a really, 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 really good one for you.
Yeah. I've been letting go as a theme lately. So I think that there's something to that. It keeps coming up. So
yes.
Yeah, I love that what if question.
Good. Yeah. And practice it like forever.
Yeah.
I still practice what if questions like that forever. I will, so that I don't think I know how I really work and I don't put limitations into my abilities or how I affect people. Okay.
Great. Yeah. Okay.
And in about 3 months, call us back and let me know how it's going.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thanks very much for joining the show. 877-825-8828. And let's take now Shar, who's calling in from Orange County, California. Hi, Shar.
Hello. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, Shar. Okay. What can I do for you?
Good morning. Okay, yes. So I've called before. I started my business recently this last year, and I was doing real estate, and I've had 4 sales. So thanks to you and your help of finding my worthiness and all those great things, which I've been doing. So I just kind of want a general reading, like energetically. I feel good in what I'm doing and the path that I'm on, creating this new business. So that's one thing. And then just like, a lot of people are coming into my circle, right? Meeting tons of people. Sometimes it's great conversations, sometimes not so much, and I'm a listener by heart. I'm a nurturer. I'm a very empathetic type of person. So I guess my question is also, in addition to the reading, is the fear, like when there's a lot of fear on the other side, but people, right? Fear of all these unknowns. How do I keep that from like getting into my, how do I keep my vibration high after like brief, quick interactions with people like that?
So you're having, and congratulations on your career. I'm so happy for you. Wonderful.
Thank you.
So you'll be because you're right. You run into a lot of people now. You have to talk to brokers and clients and sellers it's just a lot, right? It's great. It's great. So if I understand your question correctly, you're having conversations with people and people are afraid about something. What are they afraid of? You said the other side, but I'm not sure.
Oh, so just general fear of, the interest. There's a lot of fear out here, right?
Oh, yeah. I ignore all of that. I don't pay attention to any of it ever.
Right.
Ever.
Right. Right. And, people sometimes when I do a lot of phone work and, they're just pissed off just to be pissed off, which, and then, or they'll have these long drawn out conversations. Right. And so, my question is how do I, distance from that? Right. How do I, which I am, but sometimes I feel like, I don't know, like energetically, I want to know, how do I stay high vibrationally?
Right. So here's what you're going to have to do. And it's going to kind of go against your empathic nature. You have to ignore them. You have to ignore them. So let's say you're on the phone because you're still going to hear them. You're going to still know what they're going to talk about. But wouldn't it be lovely, because you're also very intuitive, that you give them an intuitive answer that might help free them or make them feel good so that when they hang up with you, they call you when they are ready to sell their house or whatever. And so what I'm going to have you do is, while you're on the phone with them, this is an example, while you're on the phone, look at something that's very pleasing that's in your environment that makes you happy. Look out the window, distract yourself so you can maintain your vibration. Because as you can imagine, I talk to all kinds of people all the time who have all kinds of serious health issues in my private practice, lots of serious health issues. And so in order for me to give them information that's actually going to be beneficial and helps them to heal, which thankfully that happens the majority of the time, which is wonderful. Of course, I can hear them, but I don't focus on their story. It's a story.
Right.
I focus on beautiful art around me, or how lovely they are, or maybe I like their hair, or I like the color of the wall behind them. I'm very visual. You must be too as well, because that's why I'm giving you visual cues. If you're noticing that that it's hearing, then maybe focus on birds that are singing outside the window. Just stay in your place, and then you're going to be divinely inundated with wonderful solutions, because all the solutions that we desire come from high vibration. So you'll keep your vibration elevated. You're going to get some great solution. You're going to pass it on to them, and then they're going to be forever thankful for the information you gave them.
Okay.
And
I love that.
And you won't drop your energy in the process.
Right. And I am a very visual person. I have my sacred geometry that I'm looking at while I'm listening to you.
Hey, I love sacred geometry. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's amazing.
So do I. Okay,
Yeah,
do you have time to do a real quick reading, like my chakras?
I already read everything. You're taking energy into every single chakra except your root. You actually have a leak in that first vortex. So I think this whole idea about listening to people's problems is irritating you, and it's ungrounding you. And just remember, you can just let it go in one ear and out the other.
Right. Okay. Will do.
Okay. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Thanks, Shar, for joining. And I'm going to take her energy too, because, she's in real estate, and my house goes on the market tomorrow.
Wow.
So excited. And you told me to keep my energy up. So I'm going to do that, because Shar's going to do it. We're all going to do it together.
Yes.
All right.
Exactly. You know what? A mortgage broker told me not too long ago that, sometimes we might buy a house when the interest rate is elevated, but the interest rate's going to come down, and then you can refinance it. So it's like people should just stop worrying about all of that stuff. It's just a waste of energy, complete and total waste of energy. Okay. Can we take one more?
We will. Yes. We have a couple minutes left in the show. So let's take now Heidi, calling in from the Wyoming area. Hi, Heidi.
Hi. Oh my gosh. I didn't expect this. Marie, can you tell me what I'm meant to be doing?
Sure. Well, first of all, I love your energy. You have great energy. I mean, I have ideas, but I also want to say, what makes you happy? Like,
I knew you would ask me that. I feel like there's lots of things that make me happy, but not that feeling that you're talking about. Those are, if I do it, it's short-lived, and it dissipates, and then I'm looking for the next thing. And I don't know. I don't ever feel anything to that huge degree. And I was really inspired by you talking to, I think her name was Rachel Carson, the person that wrote a book about plants and
I love
energy with them. And
Raquel Cohen.
She described the feeling, like how her mind went blank and she was quiet and she was in the flow presence. And I was like, that's what I'm looking for. What am I meant to be doing? And maybe I'm trying too hard. I don't know.
Actually, I just love, and it is Raquel Cohen. She's wonderful. I just love our conversation, because I already know what you need to do now. and I don't mean career-wise, by the way. I have ideas, but you're going to have to practice running your energy elevated. And it's like you're holding yourself back. So that's why you can't tell, because you won't let yourself get that happy about anything, honestly. So like, I'm sitting in my home office. There's a million things about my home office that I absolutely love. And I even have a mug right next to me that says, "What if?" on it. I guess it's probably backwards in the video. And so I allow my energy to expand on those things that make me happy. So the next thing that sparks your fancy, I don't care what it is, I want you to really let the energy expand. So this is really about you letting go and letting yourself be enormously fulfilled over something really, really simple, like morning dew on the lawn. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, but you have to practice expanding your energy so you can recognize when something that you never thought would be a part of your life responds in kind. Does that make sense?
Yes. Okay. So that makes, yeah.
And
makes sense.
I'll give you a hint. It's
Okay.
about the multisensory world.
Okay.
It is. But you got to learn to expand your energy. Got to expand your energy. Okay?
All right.
Okay. All right. Call me back in 5 months.
Will do.
I mean, you can call back sooner than that, but you know.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. That wraps it up there, Marie. About 30 seconds left.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And if you're not sick and tired of me, you can actually watch me on the Shift Network tonight at 5:30 Pacific time. I'm also going to be talking about the new 7-week course that I have coming up on the Shift, which is just fabulous, because when people want to manifest and create and be multisensory, you have to run your energy high, you have to hold the frequency, and then you get new perceptions. So that's what this 7-week course is all about. I hope you can meet me tonight and we'll talk all about it and do exercises, which is really, really fun. Just go to energyintuitive.com, go to the events page and click on the link, and then you can register for free.